And I just love it, man. I just love kicking it with everybody and just keeping this thing growing, man. You know,
It's truly something special every year that we do it. We gotta talk about this game. We gotta talk about the Saints,
got to.
Patriots. They dropped the game to the Patriots, what, 19 to 25, 26?
Yep, 1975.
Where do you want to start?
The game was such a blur, bro. I mean, it started off really well. I mean, I think was that the first play
Yes.
that the shot play to
Yes.
Olave.
Yep.
It's like okay, Kellen, we trying to get out ahead, but then it was like, okay, let's see what they could do in the red zone, and of course, it's all out in the red zone. Was that the Valet
No,
catch? No, that was
no.
on
That
the
was the
first.
second drive. That was the second
I'm
drive.
trying to remember what happened on that first stall out of the red zone.
The play calling felt not great on at least the first red zone trip.
Where it stalled up.
Like this, there are things that are positive about this game. I felt like the offensive line, at least in the passing protection, played well. They're dreadful in run blocking. They were completely dreadful in run blocking. And this is probably arguably, but not even, I don't think it's even close. This is probably Spencer Rattler's best game that he's played as a Saint, like a whole complete game, which is encouraging for a team that is now 1-5, picking 4th overall in the draft as of right now. But the penalties, the sloppiness, talking about that Valet call, that was a huge play. It would have put the ball at like the 3 holding penalty. Gets called back. So they have to settle for 3. We talked about it with Greg Rosenthal on our preview pod. Like this matchup was going to be Drake May versus Spencer Rattler and the coordinators versus each other. And Josh McDaniels, and I get that the Saints defense doesn't have a lot of talent, but he absolutely cooked Brandon Staley
Oh yeah,
all game.
all game.
All game.
Did Drake make I was like, damn, did Drake make have a completion? Because it was like
One? I know he had one, but it wasn't that many.
he was 18 to 26. I don't remember. It felt like their wide receivers was catching everything,
Which was the exact opposite of the Saints pass catchers. We can have the Chris Olave conversation. Whew, that might have been his worst game as a Saint.
Like, I can't fight no more. I ain't got nothing left in me, bro. It's like you want to get paid. You want to get paid. Not even as a number one wide receiver, but as like a top dog wide receiver. Like that third down catch, you have to make that catch. The one in the end zone where he's stretching out,
yes.
like that's a tough catch. But another one, yeah, like you said, JSN making it.
JSN makes that catch.
Scary Terry makes that catch.
Emeka Buka makes that catch.
It's like, bro, and it's like, is somebody gonna stand up and help Spencer Rattler? Like somebody, please.
The Juwan Johnson fumble, does that not? McDaniel's game plan was to go after 33 and go after 29. Like they're rookies. They played a great game last game, but that was the game plan. And for the entire first half, it was working perfectly. It was working perfectly. The encouraging thing was you saw the Saints, as they've done all season, except the Seattle game, they came back. They fought back. They go down, end up getting a touchdown with Taysom in the red zone, and it's close. And then as soon as that touchdown happens, defense gives up another touchdown. And I tweeted this, but I said Chase Young was active and he played today, but like he might as well have been active. Like did he do it? Did he do anything? Like
a couple of moments where it was typical Chase Young. Oh, he's right. No, he didn't.
Nope.
Right there.
This Patriots offensive line, the Saints pass rush, Drake May had, if he didn't have Tom in the pocket, which he had a lot of, his pocket movements and just navigating the pocket, where it's like, okay, if the edge pressure was coming, there was no pressure coming from the interior, so he was able to navigate it and make some great throws. But even on those throws, like it was like the secondary wasn't even like remotely close. It just felt like blown coverages. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Like it's typical Brandon Staley defenses, bro. Like giving up 7-8 yards a chunk, always somebody wide open, nobody around. They might clink up and lock up a little bit a couple of times. The guy helped by some penalties late in the game where they had like three back-to-back penalties or whatever. But overall, it was just disappointing. I mean, did okay with against the run game. They didn't have any like huge explosives, but the run game kept drives alive. It's
Yes.
like, third and short, stuff like that. They had no problem moving the ball in them situations. So it was just typical Brandon stuff. But in the end, you hope that the Saints offense would get the ball and like you had said, like this could be Rattler's moment to go out there and win a game. We didn't even get the chance. Like it's
Nope.
they get the chance, bro.
It was a Juwan fumble. They forced a 3 and out. And then the next Saints drive on that, I think it was at it was second down. It was a second down play that Rattler evades pressure, escapes it a little bit, throws the ball. And at the end of the day, like it's a high ball. The receiver has to catch that ball. Olave has to
catch that ball.
to catch the ball.
Freaking Stephon Diggs caught a high ball, to ice the game. And put his feet down in bounds. Like that's what big time
Receivers do.
What the hell?
And it was on our radar during the offseason of just the lack of weapons that was added to this team. As they sit 1-5, you see how like stark it is because everything has to be like, if it's not precise, if it's not pinpoint, if it's not perfect, it's like there's no chance of it working.
Right.
No chance.
Everything got to be perfect, bro. Everything got to be pristine. And then the players, nobody is really just performing like up to task. No dogs, bro. Like we are the dogs on this team. Like nobody's saying like I'm going to win this though. Like I remember 2011. It was like after the Rams game, we lost to the Rams, and they like Breeze got sacked like 4 times. And Carl Nicks was like, "We're not about to let him get sacked no more this season." And he meant it too. And like I don't think Breeze had like another sack the rest of the season. For like half the season, he had like maybe 1 or 2 more sacks. Like where are them dogs is gonna be like, I'm not dropping another pass. And I'm catching everything Spencer Rattler throws at. If it's catchable, I'm catching
it.
Where are them dogs at? It just annoys me, bro. But it goes back to front office paying guys like Juwan Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Olave.
what up, Wolf? What you looking at?
Man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheeks, bro.
In 2025? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out-of-the-box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plugin updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan set up Saints Block Party Podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new like a form or the prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms, so no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, BIJON at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party sent you.
Olave, I mean, look, we love him as a prospect. We loved him early in his career.
Yeah.
I keep holding on to like the first 2 years where he had showed all that promise, but it's like, man, you letting me down, brother.
And even like the Valet thing is so a little maddening because he makes the play. It gets called back, but he makes a great play. And then he doesn't get utilized. And I don't want to hear this, he got traded late and he needs to learn the offense. Like Joe Flacco got traded this week and is playing this week as quarterback in NFL. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear him. Do not want to hear him.
Like you got a big body wide receiver. Use him, man.
At least Groupie had all his field goals. Like
that's an underrated storyline. I know it's a loss, and he had some big, like it was some 54-yarder and stuff like that. I mean, I still don't like the approach of, just like riding with him, ride or die with a kicker. Like I don't ride like that. But you hope this turned the corner for him. You hope this is like whatever he needed for his confidence going forward. But I was getting worried. I was like, boy, if this game comes down to like a kick where we need it, I was like, ooh, because they weren't really pressure kicks, you know.
They weren't. But as a team since 1-5, something that we've been on the last few weeks, if not month plus, is just this team is 1-5, and there are a lot of available players on this team. Essentially, not everyone, but most, if not all the vets, have a price where if a team calls and offers something for a certain player, no, I'm not gonna say no one's safe, but like the rookies are safe. They're not trading Banks. They're not trade Fuaga, but outside of a couple of specific players, like this whole roster is essentially open, right? And even like I know, and I don't expect AK to get traded. The report came out with Rappaport saying that, you know, Mickey Loomis went and talked to him, and, you know, AK said that he wanted to stay there. So, and the team doesn't want to trade him. But something happened in this game. You saw Danny Stutzman play a series at linebacker.
You know, that just felt like come get me text. It's like,
Yep.
hey, you see with Pete.
Come get number 20.
You ain't asking a lot. That's too much.
And at this point, and this is where I think as fans, there's just going to be those ebbs and flows, because we're playing the young guys like Sanker, like Riley. At some games, they're going to play and look like rookies. This was that game. The game before, they played very well. Those are going to be the ebbs and flows you have with young players, no matter, especially defensive players.
And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with those type ups and downs. But
as they sit in 1-5, I do anticipate it to be very, very, very active in sellers at the trade deadline, which is, I believe, is November 2nd.
So if you had to put money on it, who's one player you think you would put all your chips on?
One?
Just one. So this player will be trading in the next 2 to 3 weeks or whatever.
I don't know, man. Them putting Danny Stutzman out there for like a whole defensive series, and they were rotating Stallbird into. It just feels like the writing's on the wall for Pete Warner. I was told just this weekend that there was like an 85% chance that Olave wouldn't be traded. But then you have a game like this. I don't know, man. If a team calls and offers you a third for Olave, like, I think you got to think about it.
Like, nah, bro, but nah, I'm just to the point. Like, I'm just ready to. I need Dawgs, bro. I need Dawgs on my team, man. I need Dawgs, bro.
And then also a report that came out this week was that the Steelers had called the Saints during the Steelers bye week, inquiring on Shaheed.
They tweaking, boy.
Tweaking. Here's a better question, which is a debate that often is on Twitter, but I think I know that. If you had to choose between one, to keep one and pay one, Shaheed or Olave?
I keep Shaheed.
Interesting.
I just think, he's a different wide receiver, but I think you just do things you can't easily replicate. You could I'm not saying you can easily replicate Olave, but you can easily replicate his
production.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would make that move. Obviously, it depend on, you know, compensation and all that shit. But and I
think else schematically from this game, something that did stand out to me a little bit is it did feel like, I don't want to say like, you know, Mike Vrabel like completely outcoached Kellen Moore, but like there were little things that he did during the game where it's like, that's like head coaching shit. Even challenging that play at the end where it's like, no, Diggs caught the ball inbounds, knowing that would essentially end the game, run the clock out, as opposed to if it was still called out of bounds. That is like that next level head coaching shit.
And he's good at that type.
He is.
And he was working the reps. He was
Bruh,
reps
a lot. Dash, our dude Dash over there, he was watching the Patriots time, like he was working them reps, bruh.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's part of the game, man. That's part of the game, man. You know, the reps had some weird calls.
Bruh.
Overall, I thought, you know, we got some ones on our favor. But that one, like, I just can't get over like the reviews. It's like
even the Juwan fumble, maybe because we were in the stadium and they only showed specific point of views or angles of it, but at least from our perspective, and who knows, because I know I had complained about the 2-point conversion that they overturned, but someone on Twitter was like, no, there was like a clear video that showed that he had. It's like, okay, it's like, it's hard when you're inside the stadium if they are only showing specific angles of stuff to know what actually is. But just going based off what we saw on the Juwan fumble, like there didn't seem to be anything that said that it was a fumble. But then as soon as Brable threw that flag, that nigga fumbled. Like he fumbled.
Yeah, man, it's just it's unfortunate, you know. And with Rattler, it's like another one of them Rattler games where, like, man, you know, played fine, you know, statistically not like outstanding, no touchdowns, but you know, he was 20 of 26.
I thought
Didn't get no interception.
I thought
thought he was cooking. Like
I thought it was. I think in terms of passing accuracy,
right,
like
being on time,
again,
avoiding sacks and avoiding pressure and stuff like that. Just clean, man, clean as hell. Like, I mean, it's another one of them guys where you can't really blame him, but I'm sure people will blame him for like not. Well, he should have done more. Yeah, damn it, you should have put the ball 2 inches to the left. So it's like, what you gonna do?
One thing that I came away from this game is, and we joked about it with Greg, is just like just the privilege as Patriots fans, but like Drake May's a dude, bruh. A dude.
Ooh, just look, he looks so together already. Like got it all together.
And year 2.
Yeah, too, bro. Basically, he's still like in his rookie, like as far as about the games played, still kind of in his rookie year. You know, he just like y'all go from Tom Brady to y'all had Mac Jones. Y'all had a little rough patch, you know, with you had the Cam Newton, you had the bad Mac Jones situation and stuff, but but now y'all back,
Bro, white privilege, bro. That's what just fed up with it. Anything
Football
else?
is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than Underdog. It's the easiest way to make picks and win money all season long. Here's how it works. You make your picks. If you're right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play as little as for $1. This week, I'm looking at the Bucks versus Falcons matchup. I've got Mike Evans for higher than 1 touchdown and Kyle Pitts for lower than 50 yards. That's my card. Now it's your turn. Just download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY, and you'll get $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code BLOCKPARTY. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Anything else from this game as they get ready? So the next game they play is the Bears in Chicago next week. Listen, I will say this. It may sound blasphemous, but if we have to lose a meetup game to beat the Bears in DA, like I'll just take one on the chin, bro. I'll just take on the chin.
Beat DA?
I need it.
I
Can't stand him so much, bro. One interesting thing that also came out this morning that Rappaport reported on is that the Bengals inquired about Derek Carr. Yeah. But before they made the trade for Flacco, but he's still healing. Like he's still hurt.
Yeah, sure. Shoot.
But anything else from this game? It was a very frustrating. There was moments, but I feel like if this team is going to continue to lose, at least it's not like the Seattle game. They were in the game. I think a good takeaway you can take from this game, even we was upset that he came back in the starting lineup. Reese, at least in pass protection.
Yeah.
In the whole entire offensive line, pass protection.
Yeah.
Played well.
Yeah, it was even when Banks went off for a minute at a choke, but he came back and still looked good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thought the pass protection. I mean, they don't have a ferocious pass rush yet, but still, they got the job done.
Where are you with, as they said, at 1-5 in terms of like where this team goes next?
I mean, they're about what we thought. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I still think probably a 3 to 5 win team. You know what I'm
Feels about
saying?
right.
It just feels like that. But like shit, Techathon got us picking what, 5th right now? 4th?
4th, baby, raised up in them standings.
But you know, we will see how they change this once. Maybe but look, the Panthers. Like ain't nobody you could say it got easy people. Nobody on the schedule easy when you're not a good team. Like if
There
you're
it
not
is.
a good team,
There it is.
nobody's easy. Nobody.
And when you're not a good team and you combine that with, at least offensively, like everything has to be done with like this precision and like there's no margin of error on off. Like it's hard to win like that,
It's
man.
very hard to win like that, bro.
But
But
ultimately,
I thought we was gonna have like a Taysom day, like after they have this touchdown. I'm like, oh, we got that spark day. We didn't was in there blocking the rest of the game. What the hell?
wouldn't listen. I know this is gonna sound like sacrilegious, but it wouldn't shock me if they moved on from Taysom too. It wouldn't, especially like I don't know. There's a certain head coach that would trade. Can we get our 4th back for like? Can we just send it back to us, bro? But ultimately, like this game is not really about the game. It's about the week. It's about the people, and sharing it with the community. So to everyone who like came to our brunch, came to the meetup last night, was at the game with us, even though we were kind of separated throughout the Superdome. That's love, and we appreciate y'all like tremendously, because this is like we do this because of y'all, like truly. So if everyone could kind of get in like the shot, I just want to showcase our
Return the camera.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not going to be great video podcasting. That's why I ask people to come over here. It's easy that way. Everyone get by, if you can come in, get by Wolf. So
Yeah, we got you.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
get behind Guilt. Yeah.
Turn a little bit.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. This some of the remnants of the SBB crew from the day. You know, it's been a long week, man. We went hard.
This you can't see me, I'm off screen. This is our 4th year. It really has hit me how washed I have become.
I'm still tired, though.
For I have been
I can see it in you. You tapped out. You tapped out.
We have been exhausted all week. But all that said, if you're a Patreon, if you support us through Patreon, patreon.com/ThinkSpotParty, you support us on YouTube, if you're a YouTube member. Patreon, you can do it for $1 a month. YouTube member, you can do it for starting at $4.99 a month. Like this is the community that comes with us. Like, yes, you get all the you can listen to the podcast without any ads and all that, but truly what you're becoming a part of is this amazing community that, yes, we get together, we root for the Saints, and that's what brought us together, but the community is so much more than that. And so that is, the proudest thing that Ryan and I have, that we've been able to create this community that's evolved and changed over the years. And we're truly, truly blessed for all y'all. So thank y'all.
Much love. Much love.
But that's pretty much it. We will be back on Wednesday to record the preview pod for the Saints and the Bears, and we'll see what happens as the Saints try to hopefully ruin DA's coaching adventure against the Saints on Sunday. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And with that, we're out.